No AI was used in the creation of the following. Hi, I'm ESP of espdigiart.com. A few months ago, I ended up talking with a gal who takes public dollars for her art. And I don't know the whole story. I know she's talked about grants. I don't know if she's actually taken commissioned work. And one of the misunderstandings we had, because it did come up that I was against public subsidization of the arts, and for a lot of other things, I'm against public subsidies too, by the way, is that she thought I was actually against her taking them. And so I want to clear this up for anyone who's read my previous article and for anyone who is maybe dealing with that philosophical question, I need the money, should I take it? First of all, if it's public dollars, you probably paid some of that directly or indirectly. I'm sorry, if you're paying rent, if you're buying food at the grocery store, if you're whatever it is, if you are interacting economically and paying money for things, I promise you, you have felt the tax burden somehow. So my answer is they're taking it out of your pocket. You're just getting some of it back. What I told her is if they were dumb enough to give it out, she should be smart enough to take it. Now, there are exceptions to this. For example, if someone said they would give a grant or a subsidy to somebody in exchange for an openly satanic image. Well, my answer, and actually I think this gal's would be, is absolutely not. This is against my beliefs, my faith, my ethics. This is against everything I stand for. Those are perfect examples of a time to say, no, absolutely not. I don't care how much money you're offering. It's not worth it. This isn't by any means the only exception I could cite, but I don't want to go into some of that because that's off into the weeds and there's a lot of those. So the issue becomes, well then, where do you actually stand up and say no? Well, my answer to that is you stand up and say no. If you're the person at the city council meeting where they're deciding how much to spend on art, you say no, not one penny. You stand up and you say it at the ballot box when something is on the ballot. Should things not be taxed? You say something. There's a lot of other channels. But the time to say it is not when you are faced with the question, hey, so we're going to give this money to somebody. Do you want in? Like I said, unless there's a different ethical objection besides the fact they're giving the money away, that's the time to be looking at what is in your best interests, personally, professionally, and otherwise. If you're in a situation, maybe you're in my neck of the woods, or you're somewhere with a similar rule that says 1% to 2% is going for art and that's that, well, they're going to give it to somebody. And honestly, if you're going to say no, they're either going to give it to another artist or, let's be honest, it's government. They're going to find a way to waste it anyway. So if you actually want them to quit wasting the money, because that's what the real big issue actually is that they're wasting money all the time, that's where doing things like, in my neck of the woods, it would be the right of petition might be a way to go. In other areas, you might need to be getting involved with your local, your state, your federal government. Maybe you need to be the one to run for office if you're looking at trying to get that stopped, or you need to be talking to the people who are doing that and telling them, no, you don't want your hard-earned dollars to be going to subsidize art that you may or may not like, when you personally might be quite happy to have taken those same dollars, if you have enough dollars in the first place, and bought a nice piece of art for your wall or your yard or someplace. You're not going to be doing that with that money now that it's been taken out of your pocket. Unfortunately, government doesn't pick winners and losers. Government picks losers and sabotages winners. And it's no different with art. Unfortunately, what that means is the artist who says, hey, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring for this grant, this subsidy, this whatever for the arts, that person is just saying, I did get screwed out of a sale. Maybe I ought to try and recoup the loss. I'm not saying that it's a good thing that the arts are subsidized. I'm just saying, as far as the artist perspective goes, when it comes to making those decisions, these are some things to consider. But as I said, when you hit the ballot box, when you hit the petitions, when you hit anything on the political side of this, that's where you need to get them to back off. Because like I said, think about this. How many sales did you get screwed out of to pay for that one grant? How many sales are you going to get screwed out of to pay for the next one?